Hello, everyone. Welcome to Restorative Yoga. My name is Danielle. I'll be leading you through 30 minutes of just easing down from your busy day. Maybe it wasn't busy, maybe it was, but from a more active day than what we're about to get into. Okay, so we're going to start off just by talking about our props. Ideally, 2 blankets or more. Whatever I suggest, grab that, and if you'd like more the better. So 2 blankets, 2 pillows, a block, or a stack of books, 3 to 4 inches high. You can have 2 stacks of books, so 7 to 8 inches of books. And then to make it more block-like, you can either use really thick books or use a strap, wrap it up, tie it up all together. And then lastly, I'm going to suggest 3 things. This is up to you. A towel. So at the end of class in Shavasana, if you like a really comfortable Shavasana, then you can place a towel on top of your eyes. And if you'd like it's even more relaxing, you can take some essential oil. I have lavender hair, just a few drops on the towel. And 2, music. I am not playing music, so you're going to be hearing my voice mostly at the beginning and then all throughout. So if you'd like relaxing music, go ahead and select your music for your background. And then when we go into Shavasana, because we just have a short amount of time, 30 minutes, I'm going to suggest that you turn off your lights. I may or may not turn off the lights as well, but I'll suggest again, turn off the lights and then just lay there. You can lay there for as long as you'd like. I suggest laying there past the end of the class. And that's it. So we'll start preparing ourselves to slow down. If you took last week's class, I explained the idea of starting the class at the peak. So we'll be starting with, faster heart rate, faster pace of breath, more movement, and then just be slowing down. So the most effort you'll be using in your poses is going to be the effort that takes you into your pose, into the most relaxing part of your pose, and then out of your pose. That's the most effort you'll be using. Once you're in your pose, you're going to let go and completely relax. All right, so I'll just go straight into it. Let me just check you guys out here. Make sure everyone's hearing me. Okay. So our first pose, similar to how we started last week, you're going to grab a block or 2, right? So this is going to be creating height. You're going to be laying down on your back, right? So you're going to be creating a lift for your torso. So the height is completely up to you. So a block, and then you're going to take your pillows, resting the pillows to align the top of them with the top of your block. And then from there, a blanket at the top. So you're creating even more height. If you'd like, you can use 2 blankets so that you have more of a gradation down towards the ground. And then you're just going to bring your sacrum towards the edge of the pillows, and then just completely lay back. Blankets are going to be touching the tops of your shoulders, so you don't want the blankets going underneath and under your shoulder blades. You want them to be directly above the heads of your shoulders, right? So your head is the highest, and your shoulders relax and fall down, arms open. And then the rest of your body goes down towards the ground. And then you can do whatever you want with your legs here. Legs straight forward and lengthened. You can bring your soles of your feet together and hang the knees open. Or like last class, knees touching and feet to the edges of your mat. All up to you. Finding your most relaxing pose here. You can shift the body. We'll be in here for a little time. So it's okay to shift around. You want to make sure that you listen to your body, so you are directing your body based on how it's feeling physically. Adding props, removing props. If your knees are open, you begin to find discomfort in the hips, then just reposition yourself. Remain in the pose. I'm going to slightly, for a short amount of time, slowly get up so that I can just talk for a little bit. As I said, I'll be talking more in the beginning of the class, ramping down. Coming into your breath. Just notice how fast or slow your inhales and exhales are. As we move through the class, constantly check in with your body, check in with your breath. It's usually a good indication of how you're feeling, where you need to let go. And how you need to slow down. So as an extension from last week, we'll be talking about balance again. This time, talking about balance through the shifting of resistance to surrender. Just think about that for a moment. The difference between resisting and surrendering. And then perhaps how surrender can come from your place of resistance. Slowly coming out of this heart opener. We're going to continue with 3 more poses. The first one is going to be a twist, right? So we just did our heart opener. Second one, our twist as discussed. And then we're going to get a little bit into our hips with 2 more poses before Shavasana. So our next pose, I'm going to just move your props to the side. We're going to be coming onto our mats. So just watching me for a moment as I demonstrate. Laying completely on your backs. I'm going to take 1 or 2 pillows. So this depends on your hips, right? I'm going to use 2 pillows here. So you're taking your pillows and placing them in between your legs, but you'll start completely on your backs, both feet flat on the floor. And then beginning in your shoulders here, just completely let go. Notice if there's any closure or if your shoulder heads are lifting. You want that to completely relax and open as you relax, and just let your upper body sink into the floor. And then from here, you're going to press your thighs into the pillows, and then you're going to begin to bring your knees over to the right side. So you want your knees stacked here. So if you notice as you're twisting, right, if you notice that your left knee begins to slide up the right thigh, so that left hip begins to come down to the floor, you want to stack that. So what you might need to do is lift both knees, grab a block, and then just rest the legs on top of the block so that you have both legs parallel to each other. And then settle into the pose here. You might want to lift the block a little higher. Do what feels good in your body. And as you're doing this, revisit the torso. So this is a twist. Shoulder blades, both shoulder blades on the mat. And you're twisting from the belly button. So imagine you have a rag and you're twisting it and squeezing water out. You're twisting from that belly button. So your left hip begins to twist and turn towards the right as your chest opens and the left ribs reach towards the left hand. Notice your breath here, where you may be feeling more tension in the body. Perhaps you're physically feeling it at your twist. Just imagine that you're breathing into that area. So physically, this is your place of resistance. And you're using your body, your breath to surrender and completely let go. Notice what's happening in the hips. Every now and then, I notice myself tensing up in this area. you want to completely let go of any muscular tension. I might look at my watch a few times just to check. Coming onto the other side, just simply bring both knees up. Replace the shoulder blades down on the mat, arms to a T, and reach towards the left. Knees stacking, using your block for height if necessary. You can leave your head comfortably, so back of head on the ground, looking up towards the ceiling. If you choose to hang your head, notice what happens as you're hanging it. If you're feeling tension in the side of your neck, do whatever is necessary to let go of those places of resistance. Surrendering with your exhale. Slowly coming out of the twist, moving the props, pressing up, however you need to press up with as little effort as possible. We're coming into our third posture. So just taking your pillows, placing it down, long side of the pillow parallel to the long side of your mat. We're coming into a half frog, so getting into the hips. Just open one leg. So for structure, just for alignment purposes, you want your ankle to align with your knee. So you want 90 degrees in your leg, right? So ankle, knee, hip. And then face the pillow and just let go here. Maybe adjusting yourself so that your head hangs loose. There's no tension in the neck. If you want, you can use a blanket at the top to lift the head a little higher. If you'd like, you can send your gaze to the opposite side of the leg that's sticking out. As you're laying there, completely let go of the shoulders, let go of the arms, let go of that pressure that you're placing on your hands. Revisit that place of resistance, if it exists in your body right now, or if it exists in your mind. Explore it through your exhales and surrender through your inhales. So what resistance looks like is you're standing in water, right? And you don't like how it feels. It's cold. You just don't like water, maybe. And you're standing there and you just pretend you act as if you're on dry land. That's resistance, acting as if you're on dry land when you're in a puddle of water. And then I'll continue as you transition to the other side. So bringing your other leg out, using your effort to move out of the pose into the other side. Opposite leg, 90 degrees from the hip to the knee to the ankle. Foot flexed. And then option for the head to face the direction of your leg or the opposite way. Just whatever decision you make, just surrender, completely let go. And so surrender, you're standing in that same puddle of water. It's cold, it's murky. Perhaps you don't like water still. But instead of imagining that you're on dry land, you recognize that you're standing in a puddle of water. You don't like it, and you'll figure out how to get out. Maybe not now, but you're figuring it out, and eventually you'll get out. But for now, you're in it. Just surrender. Letting go. So your body is a very good place to read your experiences. So if you've ever heard, your body never lies, right? So your emotions can lie to you, your thoughts can lie to you, but your body, most of the time, tells you the truth. So physically, find that puddle of water, accept it, and just breathe through it. Surrender. We'll slowly come out of the pose, heading to the next pose, coming straight onto our backs, removing the props. I'll try to be nice and neat with my props here. Sometimes I fling things around. I won't fling them around today. Removing the props. You're gonna come onto your back. We're just gonna come into a diamond shape with our legs. So if you have two blocks, you can place the blocks underneath your knees at whatever height is necessary. You're gonna be hanging the legs down. If you're flexible enough, do that. You can just let them hang. However, even if you're flexible, you want to be mindful of that feeling that you're creating, that tension, that place of resistance. You want to let go. So even for some of you flexible people, you want to loosen up, you want to lift. You can fold a blanket, place it underneath. And then last week, I showed this method of rolling your blanket, wrapping it around your ankles, and then just letting the knees hang. So you can do that here as well with your diamond shape, right? So the blanket is wrapping around the ankles, or your resting blocks or books underneath your knees. Move the pillow so you can see me. And then completely let go here. Noticing those places of resistance. Surrendering from those places. It's from those places that we connect with other people. Those places of resistance allow space to become vulnerable. And it's vulnerability that connects us. Perhaps we're all standing in water together, trying to figure it out. Using your breath to find a balance through the shifting of resistance to surrender. Letting go where there's muscular tension. Accepting your place of resistance. Learning from it and growing from it. You may stay here for your Shavasana, or find a more comfortable Shavasana. Maybe you lift your legs up the wall. Maybe you stack the blankets underneath your knees or the pillows underneath your knees. Do what feels good in your body. If you have that washcloth, you may rest it on top of your eyes. If you don't have that washcloth, it's as easy as turning the lights off. Staying where you are, or slowly coming out of your pose. Wherever you are, bring your hands in prayer, thumbs up towards your chest, finding length in the back of your neck. On your inhale, bring your thumb knuckles between your eyebrows. The light within me recognizes the light within each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you all for joining. Again, my name is Danielle. So I'm just subbing this class for just today. I said that last week, but I believe this is the last class I'm teaching for restorative. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them now. If not, you can ask me in the future. I teach on Fridays at 6 p.m. See you guys soon. Thank you.